Mao Zedong, additionally acknowledged as Chairman Mao, used to be a Chinese communist progressive who used to be the founder of the People's Republic of China (PRC), which he led as the chairman of the Chinese Communist Party from the institution of the PRC in 1949 till his demise in 1976. Ideologically a Marxist-Leninist, his theories, army strategies, and political insurance policies are at the same time recognized as Maoism. Mao was once the son of an affluent peasant in Shaoshan, Hunan. He supported Chinese nationalism and had an anti-imperialist outlook early in his life, and used to be specifically influenced by using the activities of the Xinhe Revolution of 1911 and May 4th movement of 1919. He later adopted Marxism-Leninism whilst working at Peking University as a librarian and grew to be a founding member of the Chinese Communist Party (CCP), mainly the Autumn Harvest Uprising in 1927. During the Chinese Civil War between the Kuomintang KMT and the CCP, Mao helped to locate the Chinese Workers' and Peasants' Red Army, led the Jiangxi Soviet's radical land policies, and in the end grew to become head of the CCP all through the Long March. Although the CCP briefly allied with the KMT below the Second United Front at some stage in the Second Sino-Japanese War 1937–1945, China's civil battle resumed after Japan's surrender, and Mao's forces defeated the nationalist government, which withdrew to Taiwan in 1949. On October 1, 1949, Mao proclaimed the basis of the PRC, a Marxist-Leninist single-party country managed by means of the CCP. In the following years he solidified his manipulate via the Chinese land reform in opposition to landlords, the campaign to suppress counter-revolutionaries, the 3 anti- and 5 anti-campaigns, and via psychological victory in the Korean War, which altogether resulted in the deaths of quite a few million Chinese. From 1953 to 1958, Mao launched the socialist education movement, and in 1966 he initiated the Cultural Revolution, application to cast off counter-revolutionary factors in Chinese society, which lasted 10 years and used to be marked through violent type struggle, tremendous destruction of cultural artifacts, and an extraordinary elevation of Mao's cult of personality. Tens of millions of humans have been persecuted in the course of the revolution, whilst the estimated wide variety of deaths levels from lots of heaps to millions. After years of unwell health, Mao suffered a collection of coronary heart assaults in 1976 and died at the age of 82 during Mao's era. China's populace grew from around 550 million to over 900 million, whilst the authorities did no longer strictly put into effect its household planning policy. A controversial parent inside and outdoor China, Mao is nonetheless viewed as one of the most influential figures of the 20th century. Beyond politics, Mao is additionally recognized as a theorist, army strategist, and poet. During the Mao era, China used to be closely worried with different Southeast Asian communist conflicts, such as the Korean War, the Vietnam War, and the Cambodian Civil War, which introduced the Khmer Rouge to power. He dominated China via an autocratic and totalitarian regime accountable for mass repression as nicely as destruction of spiritual and cultural artifacts and sites. The authorities was once accountable for tremendous numbers of deaths, with estimates ranging from 40 to 80 million victims through starvation, persecution, jail labor, and mass executions. Mao has been praised for making China an unbiased and sovereign kingdom to a main world power, with extensively superior literacy, women's rights, fundamental healthcare, essential training, and existence expectancy. Everything under heaven is in utter chose. The situation is excellent. I'm a lone monk walking the world with a leaky umbrella. Make criticism in good time. Don't get into the habit of criticizing only after the event. Historical experience is written in iron and blood. The atom bomb is a paper tiger which the United States reactionaries use to scare people. It looks terrible, but in fact it isn't. A potential revolutionary situation exists in any country where the government consistently fails in its obligation to ensure at least a minimally decent standard of life for the great majority of its citizens. Under the white population of the United States of America only, the reactionary classes oppress the black population. Under no circumstance can they represent the workers, farmers, and revolutionary intellectuals and other enlightened people who form the majority of the white population. Political power grows out of the barrel of a gun. Marxism consists of thousands of truths, but they all boil down to one sentence: it is right to rebel. Men and women must receive equal pay for equal work in production. Our attitude towards ourselves should be to be insatiable in learning, and towards others to be tireless in teaching. Once all struggle is grasped, miracles are possible. Concentrate a big force to strike at a small section of the enemy force remains a principle of field operations in guerrilla warfare. Keep the enemy in the dark about where and when our forces will attack. The chief enemies in China's revolutionary war are imperialism and the feudal forces. The theory of Marx, Engels, Lenin, and Stalin is universally applicable. We should regard it not as dogma, but as a guide to action. Studying it is not merely a matter of learning terms and phrases, but of learning Marxism, Leninism as the science of revolution. War, this monster of mutual slaughter among men, will be finally eliminated by the progress of human society, and in the not-too-distant future too. We are advocates of the abolition of war. We do not want war, but war can only be abolished through war, and in order to get rid of the gun it is necessary to take up the gun. Hence, as long as China is divided among the imperialist powers, the various cliques of warlords cannot under any circumstances come to terms, and whatever compromises they may reach will only be temporary.
Which quotes did you like the most? Share your opinion in the comment. Don't miss out to see the next video. Subscribe.